This is Kane Hodder, and you're listening to Nerd Remix.
Nerd Remix Radio.
Nerd Remix.
Nerd Remix Radio.
Oh,
Nerd Remix Radio.
Are you here for the feeding?
Nerd Remix.
Nerd Remix Radio.
Nerd Remix. Nerd Remix.
Nerd Remix Radio.
Nerd Remix.
Nerd Remix Radio.
Nerd Remix.
Nerd Remix Radio.
Nerd Remix.
Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
Nerd Remix Radio, motherfuckers.
Yes, Nerd Remix Radio, and we're back in black.
Or something.
Yeah, or something.
We're
back.
actually two white guys.
We're back in AC/DC.
There you go. So anyway, what you got going on, man?
I got a lot going on. You first. Let's know what you got going on.
As you may, everybody in the fucking world's got to know by now because I told everybody. Zombitch, my short film, made its festival debut last weekend at the Motor City Nightmares convention, which I covered for NerdRemix.com. And, man, I had a lot of fun. It's probably the best convention I've ever been to. Not the biggest, not the most celebrities, but I had the most fun, so.
Yeah, and that's what counts, though, having the most fun.
Well, you know, I finally got to meet Jimmy. I have a funny story, actually. We pulled up to the hotel, right? It was at the Sheraton in Novi, Michigan, outside of Detroit. We pull up at the hotel. I took my wife and kids with me. I popped the trunk. I'm getting my bag of stuff out of the trunk. I had some flyers for Zombitch. More on that later. And some DVDs and stuff. And I hear somebody yell, "Hey, I know you." And said person come up and give me, you know, like grab me in a hug. And I look and it's Jimmy O'Burl.
Nice.
So I get to meet him in April. And man, you know, I'm a rabid fan. And they have a really rabid, loyal fan base, and you can tell if you ever meet them, you'll know why.
Yeah, and they love us too for some reason. Hooray!
Yeah, they were really cool. Monique Dupree, I don't know if you saw the video.
Oh,
but,
I did. I definitely did.
She's gonna marry Derek in the next life. Blew him a very sexy kiss.
Yeah, I can't wait for my next life. I'm gonna die right now.
And she did the jumping up and down thing, which was really cool.
Yeah, she jumped up and down and screamed NerdRemix.com.
Actually, like last year at Motor City Nightmares, I got to meet Kane Hodder, and he seemed kind of preoccupied. He wasn't exactly a prick, but he seemed kind of preoccupied. And this year, I went up and talked to him, and I mean, we sat there. We got the convention as soon as it opened at like 10 o'clock, so there wasn't a whole lot of people on the floor yet. And Kane Hodder and I sat there and shot the shit for like 15 minutes. Really cool guy.
Nice.
I meant to get him on camera. I was going to ask him who would win in a fight, him or first Jason Ari Lehman, who was there too, and I didn't get a chance to.
Damn, I think he'd win. He looks way bigger.
Yeah. Well, see, it was kind of funny because Ari Lehman is a person, you know, I have nothing against the guy, but I think he's really milking that 15 minutes of fame for a really long time. And we happened to be walking by his table, and I was shooting some video. And my cousin Lori, who met us up there, said, "Hey, there's Jason from the original Friday the 13th. Aren't you going to get him on video?" And I said, "No, that's not really high on my fucking priority list." And he heard me.
Uh-oh. Well, I mean, it's because he was only in there for like 5 seconds, you know, just jumped out the water, grabbed the girl, pulled him under, and he's going to every sort of convention. He hasn't really done anything since.
His band was playing there too, but I doubt I can get anybody to admit this, but I think that's a condition of him appearing. Is that they have to book his band too.
Did he look pissed off when you said that?
He just kind of gave me a strange look and looked at this other guy who, like, I guess is his drummer, and looked at him like he couldn't believe I just said that, you know.
He's probably like, hey, he's right, you know. These dumbasses pay me $20 for a signature for something I did forever ago.
You know what's funny too? I did see any of the pictures of him from Friday the 13th. It was all just like prints of pictures that people had painted of that stuff.
Nice.
I don't know what the deal was with that. I got to hang out with Tom Berdinsky. His Giant Rubber Monster movie showed up there on Friday and Saturday.
And he loves us too. And we love him right back.
We had a good time with him. Had a drink actually in a bar, and basically hung out. I had my daughters help pass out some Giant Rubber Monster movie little flyer cards. Speaking of which, the one bummer of this entire convention, I had bought a chainsaw earlier in the week and got a nice flat black plain coat of finish on the bar, and I took the bar from the chainsaw up there to have April sign it.
Yeah.
And I also took, if you watch any of my reviews, it's always in the background, my Chainsaw Sally Show Season 1 poster.
Oh, yeah, you told me. But
Yeah.
let everybody else know about it.
Yeah, and I ordered it off the website, and April had signed it, and she didn't sign it in person, but I had ordered it off the website. It was personalized to me. I took it to Cinema Wasteland last October and had Herschel Gordon Lewis sign it because, he was one of the producers of Season 1. So I took it up with me to have Jimmy O'Burl sign it, so I would have at least those 3 signatures on it. And I stuck it in a manila folder with my Zombitch flyers. When I stuck some on the swag table, I must have put the poster on there too, so I lost my fucking poster.
That sucks. That really sucks, man.
That was like the second autograph I ever hung on the wall of my bar. So yeah, it does suck, but as soon as I put this, I'm getting kind of lazy, but as soon as I put this chainsaw back together, you'll be able to, I'll have a saw signed by April, and this October, Zombitch hopefully will be showing at Cinema Wasteland in Cleveland, and Gunnar Hansen's going to be up there. So I may take the chainsaw bar up there with me and have Gunnar Hansen sign it. Then I'll have Leatherface and Chainsaw Sally on it.
Oh yeah, I want people to know, if you haven't seen Zombitch yet, you can watch it for free only for this weekend.
Yes,
And-
I'll take it on whenever I drag my carcass out of bed sometime Sunday.
And I say we should stick it on the front of the site so it's easy to find.
Absolutely, maybe I will. Yeah, I will. As soon as we're done recording this, I will put it on the front of the site.
So all y'all have to do is just go to the website, nerdremix.com, which you're hearing this on, so of course you know it, and just watch it. That's it. You can see it for free this weekend only. It goes down Easter Sunday.
Nice. Also, while I was up there, I got to talk to Marv Blauvelt. I've reviewed some of his work, most recently in 3 Slices of Life. He was up there with his production company, Muscle Wolf Production. It's like a bunch of muscle-bound guys doing horror movies, which is kind of cool. Crunk Juice energy drink was their sponsor. I don't know how that worked out, but Marv and I talked for probably almost an hour at his booth, and really insightful guy, really intelligent guy. He gave me some stuff to review. He's really passionate about the horror genre. One review's up already. It's Hypochondriac, a short film they did for an anthology that's going to be coming out, and I believe Anthony G. Sumner did one of the segments in it, and Tiffany Shepis stars in one of them,
Nice.
along with Deneen Melody and Jerry Murdoch are in another, but Rain Brown is in this Hypochondriac and everything else. This the horror anthology is called Psycho Street.
Ooh.
And Marv gave me a poster for it. It's very cool. I think if you watch my Motor City Nightmares blog, there is I think I hold it up at one point. And got to meet some really cool people. I got to meet Amy Lyons from Apocalypse Amy from the Della Morte's Dungeon of Deadly Delights podcast that they do, I think, like 3 or 4 times a week.
Nice. Jesus. They're faster than us.
Yeah, I know. I got to meet some guys from Toledo, Ohio, which is just like 40 minutes away from me, that did a horror sci-fi comedy movie called Salami Joe's that I'll be reviewing soon.
Here, I got a question about the convention, if you don't mind, right quick.
Yeah, go nuts.
All right. Who do you think was the most, like, stuck-up actor there? Or the most, you didn't want to be around him?
And I've heard he's a good guy and everything, and I didn't really talk to him. My daughters did, but they said he was a real prick, was Tony Todd.
Tony Todd, Candyman himself. I knew you were going to answer that. I just wanted to ask.
Like I said, I didn't talk to the guy, and I've heard that he's a nice guy. But Monique Dupree did say that they were out partying Friday, so maybe he was hungover. I don't know.
That could be a good, that could be a good guess, man.
It could be. Also, who the hell else did I meet? Well, Danielle Harris was there. Wow, gorgeous, very hot. Serena Vincent from Cabin Fever. She was there. She looks really good. Dee Wallace from E.T. and The Howling and Cujo. In fact, if you watch my video montage, she actually did an interview with me where she plugged her book. Jimmy and April, awesome people. I got to meet Sierra Holmes. She was on VH1 Scream Queens, and she's in a few other movies coming up. I guess the one I've heard about the most is Pray to God. And then I got to talk to Mike Hartman, who did a movie last year called Heavy Mental, a rock and roll bloodbath. That was a Trauma release. So
Nice.
That's cool.
Trauma for the win. Hey, I got a weird question. Since you were telling about the Scream Queen thing, it reminded me of whenever they were searching for the next Elvira. What the fuck happened to the person they actually picked?
I don't know, and like Elvira's back on the air now.
Yeah, I know, exactly. Like, what the hell happened to the person they picked? I have no clue.
I don't know. That is weird. Maybe we should look into that.
I tried, but I can't find any information about it.
Nice.
It's like, what? I mean, did she move on to anything? Did she do anything? Or, like, did she just win something? She basically won to Lost.
Something like that. She won a first-way ticket to obscurity? I don't know.
Damn, man. I mean, I was just surprised because Elvira's back, the real Elvira. And it's like, what the hell happened to the Elvira they chose? I don't know.
Exactly.
If anybody knows, email us.
They did the costume contest, of course, but they did the Miss Motor City Nightmares contest, and the girl that won it last year, and I believe she won it the year before, was in the running, and I know I'm going to fuck her name up. Her name is Jessica, and I think the last name is Quaisian?
Quaisian?
Something like that. It's Kwiecien.
Oh.
She was in the running for Miss Motor City Nightmares 2011. She got beat, and the girl she got beat by, man, a lot of people think that she got robbed. So, look into if you get on my Facebook and in the video I talked to her, she was wearing like a black and white bustier thing and the like a red skirt and sleeve of tattoos, blonde girl, really nice looking, and definitely check her out.
I will check her out. Oh yeah.
Maybe she's going to do some movies or something. I don't know. But, yeah, actually, Motor City Nightmares last year was a real laid-back convention. Wasn't that big. And this year it was about twice the size. And still laid back. Virtually no lines for anything to see any of the celebrities, which was really cool. And, it's not the biggest convention, but like I said, I had a great time. The only bummer was there's a movie coming out. I can't tell you the name of the production company because I don't remember. But the movie's called The 13th Sign, right? And they had this thing set up where they had like a bloody table and they had a guy dressed up as Leatherface, and you get your picture taken for, and get a print made for $5 or $10, depending on the size. And my cousin and my wife both got pictures taken with Leatherface. They said they'd be ready about it in an hour. 3 hours later, I had to go up and ask these pricks for our money back.
Yeah.
Because they kept saying there was a problem, this person didn't. What they were doing was pulling out an SD card and sending somebody to one of these fucking photo print kiosks at a drugstore or something, making these prints and then bringing them back and selling them. So I told Bradinsky, I'm going to trash these fuckers on the podcast. So when the 13th Sign comes out or whatever, if you see it anywhere, don't buy it. Just assume that it sucks.
Nice. I should still ask the people for a copy.
Yeah, you could probably get away with it, not me.
I'll be like, who? NerdRemix? No, I'm part of something else. Something, less cool.
Dread Central.
Yeah, I'm part of Dread Central. We give everything 10s.
Nice. So what do you got going on?
I got a lot going on. I bought Portal 2. It's so fun and addicting. I'll have a gameplay footage of it and with my commentary on the site really soon. In fact, I'll probably put it up sometime this weekend. And I'm actually going really fast on it because my recordings, I play the game first and then I start recording it. So, I know what to do and everything. So the recordings, you'll just see me just, go on through it. You won't see me get stuck or anything or have those stupid moments. Like, I've been watching a few people's videos of Let's Play Portal 2. Oh, man, do they suck. They suck so bad. They get stuck on the easiest shit. They get stuck on shit that's not even a puzzle.
Nice.
Like, holy shit. But it is amazing. I love it. And I finally finished the whole Portal 1 series, and I'll put that on the site pretty soon. All the videos. And you get to, and then I'll just put up to speed on Portal 2. And it's fun. I recommend it. I don't know if it's worth the $60 yet, because I think once you beat it, it probably won't have too much replay value.
Oh, yeah, true.
Because you'll know what to do. And
Yeah.
also, I got a movie called Frankie and Blunderland. And I'm going to do a review of that. It's just, that movie is really, really weird. I don't know whether to recommend it or whether not to. I don't know whether to give it a 3 or a fucking 8. It's just, it's weird. I couldn't follow it. I mean, I tried to, but it's the weirdest movie I've ever seen. I can say that hands down. Like, I think it's good, but at the same time, I don't think it's good. It's weird. Like, it's one of those films that's why I haven't done the review yet, because I'm really trying to sit back and think about it. But anyway, we'll have an interview with the director. I'm doing it tomorrow morning, I think. So we'll be on the lookout for that. And also, have you ever seen those 50 movie packs at the store or Walmart or anything?
Yeah, I have a few of them.
Yeah, the horror one sucks. Horror classics, you know which one I'm talking about? All those suck. The copies,
the domain stuff in that.
yeah, the copy's bad. But then I found this one called Pure Terror. Do you have that one?
No.
Oh, dude, best one ever. It has the 80s movie Mutant, if you ever seen that. And it has a few fun little movies like My Mom's a Werewolf, Keep My It just has a crap load of movies. And actually, so far from what I've seen, half the ones I've seen were really good, except for Keep My Grave Open. That movie was it was so-so. It has like The House That Screamed, Mutant, which was awesome, Monstroid, or as other people call it, Monster, which is kind of, I don't know, it's crappy, it's so bad, it's fun, And then,
It'd be like that.
They have Paul Naschy films, like Horror Rises from the Tomb. That one was fun. The House by the Cemetery, shit like that. The Vampire's Night Orgy, that one was awesome. I'm loving this 50 movie pack. It's called Pure Terror Classic 50 Movie Features.
Cool. Yeah, speaking of so bad that it's fun, I got hooked up with this distribution company. I emailed them, and I saw an ad in Fangoria. I emailed them, and they're sending me movies now. So the first one I reviewed is called Chemical Burn Entertainment as a distributor. And the first one I reviewed, I guess the movie came out originally in 2001, and it hit street by Chemical Burn in May. But it's called Skin-Eating Jungle Vampires. My review went up a few days ago, and it's just gloriously crappy. I mean, it's a horrible movie, but you're smiling through the whole thing because it's so crappy.
Nice. Class. That's what I call class.
Yeah, they couldn't have been serious, so, I'm sure they wanted you to laugh at it. But, yeah, man, you got to see this. I should probably send it to you.
Anyway, like I said, this Pure Terror pack, I say get it. There's some movies in here which just seem so weird. I haven't seen them yet, like Dr. Jekyll and the Werewolf, and The Undertaker and His Pals, and They Saved Hitler's Brain.
I have that.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's got another title, too. I think Mad Men of the Madeiras or something like that. But, yeah, it's under two. It was released under 2 titles. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
And this one movie I really want to see. It just looks so bad. It looks awesome. Evil Brain from Outer Space.
Nice.
I love how they named old movies, you know? I love it. They never do that with today. They put up some catchy title, you know, like, or something simple, like fucking, what is it, like, The Roommate, dun dun dun, Scream, dun dun dun. But back then, you get shit like, I don't know, what, The Curse of Bigfoot, fucking, you know, like, great, you know, just awesome shit, like fucking, you know, like I just said, the Dr. Jekyll and the Werewolf. That sounds awesome. You'll never see a movie named that today. Or Evil Brain from Outer Space. You will never see a movie named that today. Unless, I mean, a Hollywood movie at least.
No, not hardly, man. But anyway, what else you got? Or are we wrapping up? We got to get your words of wisdom for the week.
Damn it, my words of wisdom. Well, it's Easter, so I'm going to say, fuck good luck, cut your own rabbit's foot off. Words of wisdom.
Nice. All right, Pen. Until next week.
Till next week, same time, same place, NerdRemix.com. Look at the main site for Tom Jesus' movie, Zombitch. I'm in it. You know, Berdinsky has a role in it, and it's awesome.
And stay tuned for Derek's interview. I'll tack it on right at the end of this.
Woo!
Nerd Remix Quick Hit Interview.
Hello, is this Tom Jeezy?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Is this the director of Zombitch?
Yes, it is.
Okay, well, I was wanting to ask you a few interview questions about Zombitch.
Sure, go nuts.
Alright, what gave you the idea of Zombitch? Well, tell our audience what exactly Zombitch is about.
Zombitch is about a meteor crashes to Earth. A crackhead smokes somebody sells some of the fragments of the crackhead. She smokes them and turns into a zombie and gets her revenge.
So, do you exactly smoke crack, or does somebody you know smoke crack? What gave you the idea of smoking crack?
It just seems like a fun thing to do, you know. I think if I start smoking crack, I'm going to be the one guy that doesn't get addicted to it.
I bet you if you smoke crack, you might be a zombie.
I could, a zombastard, as it were.
Oh shit, I hear sequel ideas.
Nice.
Anyway, so, the movie is about a girl who smokes crack and then she becomes a zombie, right?
Yes.
Why did you decide to make a movie?
I decided to make a movie. It first started as some of these other review site webmasters, you know, they review movies like me. They're just, you know, no talent hacks. And they're doing like acting gigs and stuff like comic books and shit like that now. So I figured, you know what, as a big metaphorical middle finger to them, I'm just going to make a movie and call myself a filmmaker.
So you decided to make a movie because you have a huge penis. Okay. Thank you.
Much, yeah, among other.
I heard you have some awesome actors in this movie, like Thomas Berdinsky.
Yeah, he's in it. He was, and Derek Huey is in it too.
Derek Huey? Wait, who the fuck is Derek Huey?
He's this dude that plays video games and then posts videos about it. But I hear he's massive genitals.
He sounds like a dumb shit, really. No offense, but Derek Huey, this guy should just kill himself. Anyway, your movie sounds pretty awesome. How can we see it? If we want to see it right now, how can we see it?
Right now, it's playing on YouTube this weekend until Sunday. Whenever I get out of bed, I'm probably going to take it down. And all you got to do is go to YouTube and look for Zombitch, all one word, with an exclamation point, and you'll find it. Also, I heard it's going to be a special drive-in showing tonight. They're going to project it on Derek Huey's ass.
Nice. I heard it was on this dumbass website called NerdRemix.com.
Oh, you are correct. It is on NerdRemix.com. There's a couple of known homosexuals that run that website, and yeah, it's on the main page.
Really? Sorry, I reread my little trivia. It says a couple of awesome people run that website, not dumbasses. Sorry. That was my bad.
Okay, well, you know, awesome dumbasses maybe. Who knows?
Maybe awesome dumbasses. So, it's on NerdRemix.com right now, Zombitch, right?
Absolutely.
And would you recommend this to people?
I absolutely would. It's probably one of the best movies ever made. It's
Nice.
I got to get the Oscar reel ready to submit to the Academy for consideration, and it's just going to blow up. It's worldwide. It's a phenomenon. It's a franchise.
Alright, would you say it's like Schindler's List with zombies? That's what I'd call it.
Exactly. It's funny you said that because that's exactly what I had in mind when I was making it. I'm going to make Schindler's List with zombies.
Oh man, we're gonna piss a lot of people off. So watch Zombitch right now. That's what we're trying to say. Watch it right now.
Watch it right now, or you may end up messed up for the weekend. I mean, I heard that it's going to cause, massive food shortages in Southeast Asia.
Dude, it could cause a whole tsunami if they don't watch it.
It actually is. It's funny you said that analogy because it's actually a tsunami of awesome. Is what Zombitch is.
Nice.
But if you don't watch it this weekend, your testicles or ovaries may shrink.
It may shrink. More than likely, it will. Like, it's a 75% chance that it will, 25% that it may. Either way, it'll get a little bit smaller. But I'd say watch it right now while it's free. Or you should do the right thing and you should fucking buy it.
Yes, but it's not available for sale yet. But when it is, you should, even if you do watch it this weekend.
Dude,
and also,
I'm selling the bootleg. I'm selling the bootleg. Give me 2 shoes, and guess what? You get the bootleg for free.
Anyway, yeah, it is for free, and click on over to YouTube and watch it. Don't cost nothing. You can go to the Facebook Zombitch page, or you can go to NerdRemix.com and check it out.
Nice. And that's all they have to do. Or send me two pairs of shoes, and I'm gonna give them to it for free.
Exactly.
Yes. Check it out. It's awesome. I'm in it. He's fucking directing it. His son's in it. His wife's in it. And guess what? Tom Bradinsky's in it. It's like, wow.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome. So
absolutely.
Watch it. Let's go on to the next interview.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going?
Is this the Pizza Man?
The Pizza Man? Close.
Wait, who is this?
Okay. Anthony Spadaccini, filmmaker.
Wait, filmmaker, not pizza maker?
No, I don't make pizza. Though I have made pizzas before. They haven't turned out the best. So.
Wait.
I'm Italian, but I'm not what you would call a world-class chef.
Didn't you make that awesome film called, what's it called? What's the awesome film you made? Headcase?
Some people have said it was awesome, but yes, Headcase is the film that I did.
And then you make another awesome film. What's the sequel called again?
The Ritual.
The Ritual. What's the third one called?
The last film we did is called Postmortem.
Postmortem. So you're that guy. You're not the pizza guy. You're that guy, right?
Yeah, I'm that guy. I'm that guy. I'm the filmmaker who makes those films about the serial killers that film their crimes.
Wow. I mean, I saw that film and I thought it was like a documentary. So you're telling me it's not a documentary, it's an actual film.
No, Headcase is, and you're not the first person that thought this, but no, Headcase is not actually real. It is fictitious. All the participants in the film are actors, and they are all alive and well. So
That's good. So I shouldn't call the cops right now.
no.
I have speed dial on 911 right now, so I should not press OK for that.
No.
All right.
And I can, and they're all on Facebook too. So if you don't believe me, you can contact them yourself, and they will respond.
All right.
Not me hacking. I didn't hack into their profiles or anything, so it's really for them, not me.
Anyway, I actually really, in all seriousness, I know they're all films, And I just want people to know these films are really freaking great. Would you like to explain the plot to people?
Sure. Well, let's start in the beginning. Head Case tells the story of Wayne and Andrea Montgomery, middle-class suburbanites. They're an older married couple, but they've been married for quite a few years, and they have two lovely children who have now become teenagers, and they're starting to do their own thing. And one of the twists very early on is you find out that Wayne, well, it's not really a twist, but you find out that Wayne is a retired serial killer. He committed a series of crimes in the mid to late 80s, and then sort of took a self-imposed hiatus in order to raise a family.
Yeah, actually,
He's a family man.
I don't think you should explain the second or third movie because that will spoil so much stuff, which is what made the first movie great, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, what, I'll touch on them without giving away spoilers, but, so Wayne decides to come out of retirement because he's getting bored with his life, and let's face it, you can only ignore an inch so long before you have to scratch it. And this time around, his wife Andrea asks him if she can participate. And so he says, okay, you can film the crimes and I'll commit them. Because one of Wayne's little quirks is that he films everything. Not only birthday parties and family gatherings, but he films himself working in the basement, he films himself lying in bed. I mean, he basically documents his entire life. So the actual film, Head Case, strikes a balance between seeing their awful crimes that they commit together, and it also provides a glimpse into their home life, their suburban life.
One question I had was, the acting was really freaking good. Was it actually, did you write all the acting out, or was some of it improv?
Well, the entire film was improvisational. Everything you see in the film was improvisational. What we did is I had a treatment that was basically the entire film mapped out. I had everything from Wayne and Andrea's backstory to lists of deaths, to kinds of victims they would pick up, and the summary of the plot, where it would go. But every time we shot, which was quite often for a while, we were shooting every weekend for a number of months. Every time we shot, I would list the scenes and then bullet points of things that had to come across in the scene. So I would summarize what the scene entailed, and then I would list bullet points of things that Paul and Barbara, who played Wayne and Andrea in the movie, things that they would have to get across to the audience. Okay, things they would have to say. Now, how they said it was up to them, as long as they hit all the bullet points. So the entire film was improvisational. However, Paul and Barbara and the other cast members knew what it was that they were supposed to be saying and doing. So, and they would make stuff up as they went along. So it wasn't all my writing. But for the most part, things were structured. So I guess it was less structured than a scripted film, because the fact we were doing it, I guess, while improvisational, it gave them a little bit more leeway than it would be in a scripted film. However, the whole thing was mapped out. So it wasn't just us getting together and saying, hey, let's decide what we're going to shoot today.
Yeah.
So there was some level of structure to it. But, to answer your question, it was all improvisational. And I will agree with you that Paul and Barbara did a fantastic job.
Oh, they did, totally.
Considering that Paul's not really an actor. He's just a guy that I knew, that I've been friends with for many years. And Barbara had some minor roles in some independent films, and so of the two, she had the more experience. But Paul had been in a film of mine before, a relatively small role, but he was very frightening in that small role. So I asked him, would you be willing to be a lead actor? And he said, sure.
The one thing I don't like about I love the first film, right? I love the second film. The one thing I don't like about the third film is that, like you said, Paul or Wayne was not in it that much. It's like, oh, he's such a badass character, but you know, it's understandable after the second movie.
Well, it is, and without giving too much away, there are circumstances that would prevent Wayne from being in the third movie, but which is postmortem. But the thing is, postmortem actually takes place at the same time as Head Case and the Ritual.
Yeah.
Wayne is actually off doing his own thing in Head Case and the Ritual, while the postmortem storyline is taking place. So it really wasn't a matter of, you know, we actually did shoot a lot of stuff with Paul in postmortem. You know, we shot quite a bit with Paul, but obviously you have to make a lot of cuts as you're trying to get the running time down to a certain length. So certain things had to get snipped out. But I can tell you that some of the deleted scenes for the Head Case fans out there, some deleted scenes from postmortem are on YouTube under my YouTube page, youtube.com/Fleet Street Films, and you can see some of the things that were going on, not only with Paul's character Wayne, but Barbara's character Andrea. You can see how they sort of fit into the whole storyline in postmortem. So you see some events that from Head Case and the Ritual from a different perspective in postmortem, and you find out that Wayne may or may not have had a lot to do with some of the things that went on.
Oh yeah, I love how it's like you knew what you were going to do in the future of these episodes before it actually happened.
Honestly, it may have seemed that way, but honestly, I can't take credit for that, because when we shot Head Case, I intended it to be a one-shot deal.
Yeah.
I was going to do Head Case. I was going to, it was going to be it, and that was it. But then, probably, I don't say halfway through the shoot, but probably we were wrapping up the first wave of principal photography, and people started asking, are you going to do another one? Is this going to be it? And I started thinking about it, and I thought, well, that would be pretty cool to come back and see where these characters are going to be after the events of this movie. So we actually started shooting The Ritual right after, or a couple months after the first screening of Head Case, which is actually a much different version. The entire third act is different. And after that first screening in 2007, which was such a success, we had a line out the door. They were turning people away. I mean, it was a big deal. I watched the film with an audience and decided, okay, this confirms what I suspected, that there's certain things that I want to change. And one of the things I wanted to change was the third act. So we actually went back. Now, at this time, we were already in pre-production on The Ritual, because we thought, okay, well, we're going to strike while the iron's hot. While people are talking about it, we're going to jump right into The Ritual, which at the time was not called The Ritual. It was actually called The Unholy. But then we changed the title because there's so many movies with the title The Unholy. So while we were shooting The Ritual, I was still in process of changing things about Head Case, certain aspects of Head Case to make it fit more in with, I guess, where the storyline was going. So we actually shot some scenes during production on The Ritual. We actually shot some scenes for Head Case to sort of connect the two films together. So I guess I can credit the shooting of The Ritual for making Head Case making Head Case turn out the way it ended up turning out. But I didn't, when I was shooting Head Case in the beginning, I didn't intend on shooting a sequel. And then with The Ritual, the way The Ritual ends, I said, okay, well, I told the story. There's, not much. I don't really want to go back to it because, I've said what I wanted to say about these characters. Well, then, in the summer of 2009 or the spring of 2009, I had gotten enough feedback on one of the subplots in The Ritual, which is concerning Wayne's stepson, John Craven, played by the wonderful and talented Mark Cray. something he does in the ritual would have made us put a prosthetic on his neck. Because in the ritual, without giving too much away, he does something to his neck involving a knife. So he would have scarring. So I said, I don't want to, have to put a prosthetic on him every time we shoot. So why don't we just leave that out by making this a prequel? So everyone was on board with that. So that's how Postmortem came about. And it's really funny. Postmortem wasn't even supposed to happen originally. And I think out of the 3 films, it's by far the most popular. And it was the most well received out of the 3 films. Not that the other 2 films weren't, because they all were received well. But it's just Postmortem really, I guess, took it to a level that a lot of people weren't expecting.
You definitely saw my review of Postmortem, and you saw that I gave it a good score also.
Yes, I did. I was very pleased about that. I actually remember where I was when I watched that. I just come home from a pretty rough day, and I had seen you posted it, and I said, okay, let me check this out. And wow, I was very flattered, and I'm glad you enjoyed it so much. And I'm really pleased that these films have garnered such a response.
Dude, I actually like your series. All 3 of the films you sent me were really freaking good. But one question I wanted to ask is, how Head Case? Have you seen the IMDb score for it?
Oh, it's like 2 point something.
2.5. Who the hell is rating that?
I don't know. I think what happens is people who, and I'm not just saying this with Head Case, I'm saying this with other films too, people who either have a personal problem with the filmmaker or, people who may want to lower the score of it because it's so high. Because at one point, the Head Case's rating was like over 8. But, a lot of times people will purposely rate a film low to sort of bring the score down because they think the filmmakers really care about that. And really, everybody's entitled to their opinion. And, the Head Case is not made for everybody. I mean, as many great reviews of Head Case as I've received, I've also received some pretty negative ones. And that happens because not everybody likes these kinds of movies. Not everybody likes these found footage films. And some people said Head Case was too gross. That one critic spent the entire review talking about how this could never happen in real life. Like the footage could never be released by the families.
But
the police wouldn't allow it. And I was reading that, I'm like, could you more not get it?
Those people should just realize.
We didn't go the Blair Witch route. That's one of the things early on that I really wanted to make sure we didn't do was say, okay, this is real.
Those people should just realize it's a movie.
It's a documentary, which means it's not a real documentary. To put people at ease so they don't think they're really watching, people getting murdered. In that regard, I cared enough about the audience's reaction. I didn't want them to leave the film thinking they had just watched an actual snuff film.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do that. Believe it or not, I'm actually a very squeamish guy in real life. So, but when I watch these movies these Head Case films, I know how we shot it, so it doesn't disturb me. But sometimes I have to put it in the audience's perspective that, okay, well, they're seeing this for the first time. How are they going to react? So I wanted to make sure that I wasn't pushing them to the point where they were so disturbed because they thought it was real that they were calling the authorities or posting up protests online and stuff. I didn't really want to go that route. I wanted people to know in advance going into it that it wasn't real. But as far as IMDb goes, I wasn't saying that people were purposely rating Head Case negatively because they have a problem with me. I'm just saying sometimes that does happen, and then sometimes people actually don't like the movie. So some people take the IMDb ratings very seriously. I really don't, because I even got into a discussion with someone the other day. It's what the film means to you, not what everybody else thinks about it.
Dude, they gave Mutant a 4.5. That movie was so freaking awesome. And also, by the way, you actually have more voters giving it a 10 than any other score.
Yeah, I don't really know what their rating system is. I tried to understand it several years ago, back when I first became a filmmaker and thought IMDb was like the end-all, be-all of...
I think they don't rate 10s, because you got 23% of the, voters or raters giving it a 10.
Yeah, I'm not really familiar with the formula, but, it's okay because I understand that these movies aren't for everybody. And, I used to not be able to read bad reviews. Now I can. I guess because maybe I just have more confidence in myself as a filmmaker, and I know that people aren't always going to like these kinds of movies. And and I think one of the things that sets these films apart from other films of the same sort of subgenre is these characters have psychological depth. Like I didn't just want to make a movie about these killers and not have personalities, because I'm asking the audience to not sympathize with these people, but sort of root for them.
They're the heroes. Sadly, weirdly.
In a very sick and twisted way, they are. On one hand, you want to see Wayne get caught, but on the other hand, you sort of want to see him succeed. You want to see him. You want to see him rise above all the henpecking from his wife.
You want to see him win.
All the abuse, the verbal abuse from his mother. You just want to see him go out and do his own thing. But he's such a pushover that people take advantage of him, and you see that in the movie. In Headcase and in The Ritual.
Yeah.
So it's not really. And you don't see that too often in films where the villains are the main characters. You don't see that level of psychological depth.
Especially where they're the villains, but they're also not the villains, I mean, it's quite really in-depth of the character, where it's like, you don't know whether to root for him, or you want him to die, or you just want him to succeed. It's very, really, he's unbiased, basically.
Right. And I think another reason why these films work, at least for some people, is because everybody in the movie reminds them of somebody they know. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten an email or a phone call or a Facebook message saying, I loved Headcase and I loved the wife because she reminds me of my aunt. I can't tell you. I must have a whole folder in my inbox just full of those messages. Because the way that Barbara chose to play, Barbara Lesson, the actress who played Andrea, the way she played her, I wanted her to be real. I wanted them all to be real. But because Wayne was the killer, he's the main killer in Headcase and The Ritual, the audience needs somebody else to sort of bond with. And in a lot of ways, they became, each audience member was the voyeur watching. So they could relate to Andrea, since she also was the one watching. She was helping where she could, but she was filming Wayne doing these horrific things. So in a lot of ways, she was the audience's perspective into what was going on. And so I think a lot of people really connected with her character. And, she's also the comic relief in the movie, which helps, gives the audience a chance to laugh at what's going on. So I think the movie really became, in a lot of ways, a black comedy because of Barb's character. And, Barbara did a fantastic job. She did exactly what I asked her to do, and she took it far beyond her duty, as the lead actress in the movie. And it was it was really fun to watch, and it was a fun shoot. Actually, they all were.
I have two more questions.
Sure.
One is, where the hell was the sniffer in part 3? I love that guy. Where was he?
The sniffer, also known as Gray Mortimer, played by the wonderful and one of the nicest guys I've ever met, Mr. Dave Sitbon. We did shoot stuff with him, and they ended up on the cutting room floor, which I guess is sort of it wasn't really the cutting room floor since, this was all shot on high definition.
Yeah, I just noticed everybody mentioned him in the film, but he never showed up.
Right, he's one of the mysterious characters that seems to have a hand in just about everything that's going on, but you never see him. And that was something, I guess, that just developed by accident. Like, we see him in The Ritual, and we kind of see how he played a part in Headcase. How he ended up inadvertently helping Wayne with a lot of the crimes that he committed.
Yeah.
And then, in post-mortem, we actually did shoot some stuff with him. In fact, there's a YouTube video online called Murder Orgy, which is a deleted scene from post-mortem. And it actually shows not only the sniffer, but a lot of the other serial killers that are either mentioned or alluded to in some way, shape, or form. It shows what they're up to, and the sniffer's involved in that. And you find out that the sniffer just has a hand in just about everything that's going on. But to answer your question, a lot of people want to know more about him. And, Dave and I laugh when we talk about it because he's such a minor character. Well, he was intended to be such a minor character, but he has plays such a big role in everything that's going on. So we're discussing possible options about having a companion film or an actual feature film about the sniffer himself.
Yes!
And how he gets involved.
Sorry, I got a little bit too excited right there.
His thing. And, he's a fascinating character, and he really, I can't take credit for the writing. That actually has to go to Jake Cusick, who co-wrote The Ritual with me. He came up with the character of Gray Mortimer, and it just blossomed into this really important, critical role. And for somebody with such a little screen time, it speaks to Dave's ability to be, I guess, in a way, charismatic in his time on screen, and funny that he's able to be so memorable with such a small part. So, yeah, we're discussing possible options about bringing the sniffer back and seeing what his story is. There's a lot of, it's funny, in The Ritual and post-mortem, the killers mainly hang out at the sniffer's house, but the sniffer's never there. Well, where is he? We never really mention where he is. So that's something, I guess, in the future that maybe we'll explore.
I know what he's doing. He's kicking ass and chewing bubblegum. Alright, my next question is, well, you kind of answered it already, but what's next? Really, what is next for you?
Let's see. Right now, I'm doing a comedy, believe it or not.
Oh, God.
Which is a sort of a throwback and homage to the old Charlie Chaplin, Buster Keaton silent films. So it's a slapstick comedy, and without revealing too much of the plot, it basically concerns a guy's vacation from hell. As he's had a tough week at work, he goes on a really bad date that doesn't turn out the way he expected, so he decides to book a trip to a resort. Well, then he gets there, and then, through his own doing, the vacation just turns out to be total crap. And so it's based on a lot of things that have really happened to a lot of the cast and crew members when they've booked vacations. So it's something everybody can relate to, and it's really funny. And if anybody wants to donate to the production, we have a profile on Indiegogo. So it's indiegogo.com/beach-bums. That's the name of the movie. It's called Beach Bums. So that's shooting this summer. And let's see what else is going on. I'm currently writing the definitive Headcase manuscript, which is actually the first time I've ever spoken publicly about it. So consider yourself honored, if that's the word. it actually started as a reference guide to sort of help me, the writer, keep everything straight because there was so much going on. I wanted to keep it straight, so it wasn't, there weren't any plot holes or continuity errors. And then I just started writing in it, and then now it's like 130 pages, and it's the definitive novel companion guide to the Headcase series. So that's something I'm working on. I tend to be a very slow writer with things that I really believe in. I want to make sure they're right.
Yeah.
There's some things I can write in a couple of weeks, and I believe in it, but it's like, okay, well, this came naturally to me. But occasionally I tend to overthink things and be very analytical. So, and that's one of the things with the Headcase novels. I'm trying to make sure everything is right. So, and it intends to be. I intend it to be released sometime, maybe within the next couple of years. But it really takes it back to the mood of Headcase, which was very funny. There's a lot of very funny moments in it. And I didn't realize it was funny. I just read it to a couple of people not so long ago, and they were laughing. People who didn't really know the movies too much, but I was reading passages, and they were like, this is really, really funny. So I guess it's sort of a black comedy novel. But that's something I'm working on, and there's a couple other things in the pipeline for me. But I know people are asking me, whether or not we're going to do another Headcase film, and right now, Headcase is on DVD. You can get it on Amazon.com. You can also watch it for free for a period of time on YouTube. Just go to my page, youtube.com/Fleet Street Films, and you can watch it just for a limited time. But I'm giving everybody, it's sort of my way of saying thank you to everybody for their support.
All right, say that a little bit slower. It's youtube.com/
Fleet Street Films. I talk a little fast sometimes. Yes, youtube.com/Fleet Street Films. Like
Fleet?
And it's on YouTube, and it's you can watch it for a limited time for free.
So it's it's FLEET Street Films.
Right, Street is spelled out.
Fleet Street Films.
Right.
Okay.
And but if you want to see the special features and everything, go buy the DVD and support independent film. You'll see it on Amazon.com. Just look up Headcase. There's 2 words. The Ritual, we're still working on getting on DVD, and Postmortem is in its festival run, and we're shopping that around as well. So those films will all be, the trilogy will be on DVD shortly. You can also get the companion DVD, Skins, which stands for Serial Killers in Need of Support.
Huh.
Sort of takes it sort of goes off on a tangent and talks about these other serial killers in the Delaware Valley and how they support one another and help each other. So it takes place also at the same time as the Headcase films, but it's sort of a departure from the other films. So it's lighter in tone, and there's hardly any graphic violence in it at all. It's just it's more of a comedy, actually, a comedic documentary, and that also can be purchased on Amazon.com. So these films are available in one way or another, and feel free to add them on Facebook as well, because we have pages for each of the films. So.
Alright, so let me get this right. Alright, you can watch the first film for free on Fleet Street. What am I missing? I'm missing one thing on it.
YouTube.
Fleet Street on YouTube, right?
Yeah, which is youtube.com/Fleet Street Films.
Alright.
It's actually the featured video on the page. So you go to it, you'll see it.
And also, they could donate to your future comedy on Indiegogo/Beach Bum, right?
Beach Bums, beach-bums.
Okay.
So the little dash, and bums with an S, plural.
So Beach Bums.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well, I suggest all of y'all, since you can watch it for free right now, Headcase, watch it. You will not regret it. And buy it also. That's the biggest thing, man. The movie is really good. Support independent cinema. Any last words you want to give to the audience?
Well, thank you for taking the time to listen to this. Really appreciate it. Appreciate all your support. And we couldn't do it without the audience, because if there wasn't any audience, we wouldn't be making the movies. It would just be us making it for ourselves. But there was enough interest in these films to generate, buzz and, to make us make more of them. So I want to thank all of you for your support, and, support independent cinema, and I encourage you to go check out my films, and if you have any questions about them, or comments or criticisms, I accept them too. Just, shoot me an email, or, find me on Facebook, and, I'll be happy to answer any questions you have, or talk about the films. So,
dude,
thank you.
we'll keep watching it as long as you keep making it, dude.
Well, I hope to. I hope not to let everybody down, or anybody down for that matter. We do our best. Sometimes we have better films than others, but there's a lot of things that a lot of factors that go into making a film, and sometimes things don't turn out. Sometimes things turn out really a lot better than expected, and other times things don't turn out as good as you had in your head. But the point is, you make the film, you learn from it, you move on, or you bask in all its glory, and it's eat up all the buzz, I guess. So it's I hope to continue to satisfy the audience, and that's one of the reasons I make these films.
Alright, man. Well, we'll see you next time on Nerd Remix Radio. Thank you for your time, dude.
Talk to you soon.
Alright, you too. Let us keep on updating you on your movies and all that good stuff.
Okay. Look forward to it.